All right, so now we're going to talk about forming and breaking habits. I believe that habits are a part of everyday life. They're natural, and they are essentially based off of our needs. They're automatic, and so some habits that we have are maybe twirling our hair, or maybe washing our hands, or even how we talk to ourselves. And so I think it's important that if this is a bad habit that you notice is something that impacts your mental health, then maybe it's something that we can work on, and it can be a goal that you set for yourself in terms of growth areas. All right, so now we're going to talk about forming and breaking habits. I believe that habits are something that is a part of everyday life. And a lot of times they are subconscious. We do them naturally, they're automatic. And so I think the difference between bad habits and good habits are that good habits can positively contribute to the goals you set for yourself, and can be useful in terms of building your confidence, and really making yourself feel good and control about where you're going in terms of your goals. Bad habits such as negative self-talk may potentially be detrimental to achieving the goals. And I believe that when we are in a space where we're telling ourselves we can't do something, or that we are not capable or we're not worthy of doing something, could potentially lead to really failing at what we really want to truly do. And so I believe that when we are in a space where we recognize some of these habits that maybe um, are automatic, and then we didn't necessarily have a self-awareness of them before that, using things such as mindfulness or even therapies to help recognize that these habits are damaging to our mental health, may be helpful in turning things around and really being able to say, okay, this is a growth area, that's okay. Let's learn more positive ways of going towards this and creating that new and positive habit to replace that bad habit. So here are some ways that we can actually address if there are potentially bad habits there. I think that first we have to be aware that they exist. Again, they are automatic, sometimes they're subconscious. And so I think that once we have an awareness, then we'll know how to address them. Second, mindfulness is important. I think that, taking a mindful walk, maybe even being more intentional about, as you go and navigate throughout your day, being aware of some of those habits to see if it may potentially be, due to an underlying issue or challenge that you're attempting to navigate through. And the intervention is the bad habit. So if the habit is negative self-talk, there may be a way to shift in more of a positive habit, which is telling yourself that maybe I can do this, or shifting in a space where even though realistically we may not fully be able to say that we can, that we take baby steps towards getting to shifting into that positive direction. And once you're able to say, yes, I can do this, that you have now replaced that bad habit with a positive one. All right. So, in terms of forming good habits, I believe that setting SMART goals is important, and knowing that, of course, you have your big picture, but being realistic and saying that, it's going to take baby steps. I have to be patient in terms of getting to that really big goal. So, an example of this is if you want to run a marathon, we know that that requires training, that requires mental strength, it requires a lot of things to really get to that goal. So really, really giving yourself smaller goals, such as running a mile a day. And once you feel comfortable with that, building on top of that. And so essentially, of course, getting to the goal is a success, but remembering that changing the habits and being able to shift into a space where you feel that you're being more consistent and things of that nature. And it becomes automatic and natural for you to take that run every day, because it does take, the effort and energy and motivation to choose, yes, I am going to do this so that I'm continuously working towards my goal. That the success is forming the habit, the positive habit in the first place, but then also continuously working towards that until you achieve that goal. So now that we've discussed forming and breaking habits, we are going to segue into personal development.